Welcome back, it's Rich Brecklin, and welcome to another episode of Arizona Life. Today's video, I'm gonna go over the top 5 pros and 5 cons on what it's like to move to and call Gilbert, Arizona home. So pro number 1, Gilbert is an amazing spot for us to raise a family. The Niche City ranking website, Gilbert is the number 2 best place to raise a family in the Phoenix metro area. That's not really surprising when you consider, our other rankings. For example, there's an A for school, a B+ for housing, diversity, all amazing rankings. Of all the pros and cons, I would say this is Gilbert's biggest pro, and it's why we chose to call Gilbert home. It is the perfect spot for our family. Con: the cost of living in Gilbert, well, it's a little expensive, and the main cause of that expensiveness is housing. So it used to be a lot more affordable to call home in the Phoenix metro area, but home prices are going through the roof. Supply and demand. The basics that we were taught as kids, with the whole COVID and lack of resources and materials, builders couldn't keep up. There's around 250 people a day calling Phoenix metro home. So you have so many people moving here and so little supply. Well, that's causing home prices to go through the roof. A home that was maybe 300, 2 years ago, now that home is over 500, 550. So yeah, it is expensive here. I mean, a good thing is property taxes are low. But if you're looking to move to Gilbert and you're looking to spend $250 and get a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot house, I hate to break it to you, but chances of that happening are slim to none. Pro number 2 is Gilbert has low crime. I've mentioned in other videos before, for 13 years, I was a police officer, a violent crime detective, so I understand what it's like to live in an area that is high crime. Now, we did our research when we were looking at calling Gilbert home and what we wanted for our family, and the low crime of Gilbert was definitely a huge plus. There has never been one time where my wife and girls have felt uncomfortable, unsafe in calling Gilbert home. Now, yes, crime can happen anywhere. Anywhere there's sometimes a opportunity of chance, or just, especially with theft and things like that. But my main concern is violent crime. You do not have violent crime. You don't have, your typical gang activity in major cities. You don't have that in Gilbert, Arizona. I won't say it is the perfect spot. I mean, it is for us, but Gilbert is overall, it is low crime. It is just a safe spot for my family to be. So I think that is also why a lot of people are choosing to call Gilbert home. They're leaving areas where crime is rampant, coming here, and it's a breath of fresh air. The next con is, you probably already know it, but it gets hot here. It gets really hot here. Yes, there is low humidity, but when it's 115 degrees out, I'm not gonna be outside shooting this video, talking to you. It causes, materials to wear out faster, air conditioner to wear out faster, roofs to wear out faster, everything just wears out faster because of the heat. Our bodies wear out faster. You go outside for a few minutes and that heat, you're wiped out. Actually, I advise not doing that, especially if you're new to Arizona and you're not used to this weather. A lot of people come here to visit and they're not used to it, and they'll go out for a hike at noon, and sadly, they will find themselves in a bad situation. So it should go without saying, but it gets really hot here. Come visit in the summer, or be like us and move on July 1st in a summer day. Yeah, it's hot. Just take precautions when you're here. Drink water and just be smart. But yeah, that's a con for some people, is how hot it gets. Pro number 3, the public schools here are fantastic. Now, I know sometimes Arizona gets a bad rap when it comes to schools. However, in Gilbert, the school districts are great. Our daughters are in the Higley School District, and the schools they attend score well above average. They're in the 8, 9s, 10 out of 10 rankings. So, do your research, and they have open enrollment here. So if you're not happy with your school, go to another one. But all in all, Gilbert School District is highly ranked, highly sought out. Again, why so many people are choosing to call Gilbert home and maybe not some other areas, it's because of the school district. I mean, if you have kids like we do, and that's important to you, well, schools matter. And now we lived in Illinois. I mean, I don't say the schools are bad, but we went the private route because that was the best option for us to get the best education for our daughters. But here, we don't have to go the private route. They will get an amazing education and do it in the public school system. And I like that because they also get exposed to different ideas, cultures, diversity, all while getting a great education from the school. Con number 3, the traffic. So especially if you live in Gilbert, you work in Phoenix, you're gonna get used to it, but maybe you won't get used to it, but it's annoying. Getting onto the 202 at 7 in the morning, you are backed up, be prepared to stop, do not pay, you do not take your eyes off the road. There are tons of accidents every day. People are going the wrong way on the interstate, which I do not understand. But if you live in Gilbert and you work in Phoenix, or if you work anywhere in the West Valley, traffic is going to be a nightmare for you. Even when I'm leaving downtown Gilbert and heading to Power Ranch where I live, if it's 4:30, 5 o'clock at night, I mean, it's busy. Gilbert Road gets packed because I'm not the only traveler there. Again, Gilbert in 1990 had 30,000 people, and now there's over 250,000 people. They got to go somewhere. So yeah, the traffic can get a little heavy. Pro number 4 are the parks and amenities. So many parks, from Gilbert Regional Park, Freestone Park, Riparian Preserve, Discovery Park. There's always something new. They're always, adding and finding new ways to improve the parks. But I've never been to one of the parks and it not be in great shape or clean. And each one offers something different. If you want a splash pad at the park, they have that. If you want, baseball fields, soccer fields, basketball courts, they have that. There's a lot of lakes at these different parks. Riparian Preserve is, where you go learn about, the water resource and, over 200 species of birds. But there's so many different parks here. You're going to love it. And also, I like that you're close to, Queen Creek. You can go to the Santan Mountain Range and go, hike there. You're not too far from Mesa at U Street, where you can go hike there. So yeah, we don't have necessarily our own, mountain range in Gilbert, but you're close enough where you can go to the other ones and enjoy those. Now, this isn't a con for me, but it might be for you and some others. So con number 4, there are a lot of HOAs here. A lot. Like a lot. And depending on which HOA you live in, that's depends on how strict they are and how much those fees run. Now, some of these HOAs, they like to, they like to hit that hammer and, no, there's no negotiating. Here's your fine. That's it. But for some people, they don't want to be governed by an HOA. They don't want to be told when they can paint their house, what color they can paint their house, if they can park a car in front of their house overnight. So a lot of people, they don't want that ruling. But in Gilbert, there are a lot of HOAs. Now, HOAs do have their purpose, and I do see the benefit in them, especially when you get a lot of amenities that some HOAs offer, like Power Ranch. But if you're someone who wants absolutely nothing to do with an HOA, Gilbert, I'm not saying it's impossible, but there are a lot of them in Gilbert. So if that's something that's important to you and you're looking for a house, make sure you understand what that HOA is while you're looking. Either if I'm your agent or if you have another agent you're working with, just make sure that is addressed. And that way you're not hit with a surprise after you've already, closed and moved in and hit with the fine. The final pro number 5, the awesome weather. Now, I know I mentioned the weather before being so hot. Well, yeah, it is hot in July. So right now, as I shoot this, it is November. And I don't know what the weather is, but it's in the 80s. It's beautiful. It feels like a vacation. So yeah, Christmas time, 75 degrees, shorts, it may take some getting used to, but the weather here is fantastic. Over 300 days of sunshine. You know, when it rains, it's not that bad. It's actually welcomed here when it rains. But that awesome weather allows you to do so many activities year round. Now, I like going to the mountain and running and hiking. You know, I still do that year round. Now, when it's in July and August, I'm not going at noon, I'm going, you know, at 6 a.m. But even then, it's still in the 90s. But at least the sun is not beating you. But yeah, it's November. I'm out here shooting a video, and it's awesome. Meanwhile, my friends back in Illinois this weekend are preparing for snow. Yeah, definitely not here. But yeah, the weather is definitely a huge pro. And the final con number 5, so many people want to be here. That's great, right? Well, sometimes all of the people that want to be here cause some of the problems like traffic, like prices to go up. But it is such a highly desired area. I mean, the growth of Gilbert was explosive, especially in the late 90s, early 2000s, and still to this day. So many people, I mean, Gilbert is highly sought after. A lot of people want to be, in the East Valley, not necessarily because Gilbert has all these jobs coming here, but there's jobs around, like in Chandler and Mesa, but they want to live in Gilbert. So if they want to live in Gilbert and you want to live in Gilbert, well, now that house that you want, well, 50 other people want it, and now it's driving the price up. So for a lot of people, especially my natives who are from Gilbert, I know they're not such a huge fan of the popularity of their town. They liked it when it was nice and quiet and there wasn't big traffic. So I get a lot of crap from them for choosing to call Gilbert home, but we love it. And so does a lot of other people, but that could be a con for you, just with so many people also wanting to move here. So I hope you enjoyed these pros and cons of what it's like to make Gilbert, Arizona your home. Now, if you are ready to make that leap, please reach out, set up an appointment with me. We can go over Zoom, set you up with the whole relocation guide, the relocation process. I did the same thing, and answer any questions you have. I would love to help you, make Arizona your life. This is Rich Brecklin, eXp Realty. I'll see you next time.